You hear it everywhere, right? This big, scary story about AI and music, how the robots are coming to replace all the artists. But what if that's not the real story? What if the machine isn't coming for your creativity at all, but for the gatekeepers who've been calling the shots for way too long? Okay, let's get into it. This right here, this is the whole game. It completely changes how we should be looking at this. See, the people who should actually be sweating aren't the songwriters or the producers. It's the execs, the publishers, the distributors, the ones whose entire business model is built on taking a huge cut and controlling who gets heard. That's what's really at risk here. And this is the fundamental conflict, you know? The industry is selling this myth that AI is some soulless machine that's going to kill art. But the reality, AI is a tool that makes those gatekeepers totally irrelevant. They've framed this whole debate around a lie, all to protect their own bottom line. So, why are they pushing this scary story so hard? It's not because they're worried about the music, come on. It's a strategy, a calculated move to keep the old power structures exactly where they are. Just think about it for a second. If artists are terrified that they can't compete with AI, what happens? Well, they're much more likely to sign those awful record deals and give away their rights, right? They end up needing the approval of the very people who are profiting from keeping them down. The whole system is designed to run on fear because that fear makes them a lot of money. And you know what? This isn't even a new move, not by a long shot. The music industry has pulled this exact same fear-mongering playbook every single time a new disruptive technology comes along. It's almost predictable. I mean, remember back in '99 with the whole MP3 and Napster panic? The world was ending. Then it was YouTube. That was going to kill music. Then it was streaming. And every single time the story was, oh, the poor artists are going to suffer. But the real threat was never to the artists. It was to the industry's chokehold on distribution. The AI panic? It's just the latest sequel to the same old movie. So the next time you hear one of the major labels talking about how we need to regulate AI to protect creativity, you'll know what's really going on. This has nothing to do with protecting music. It's about protecting their position as the gatekeepers. They built an empire on controlling access, and for the first time, that empire is starting to look really shaky. All right, so let's flip this whole thing on its head, because this is where it gets really, really exciting for actual artists. Let's forget the fear for a minute. AI is not here to replace your ideas. It's here to demolish the walls, the technical and financial walls that have always stood between you and a finished product. It's basically a creative superpower. Think about all those old frustrations. You've got a killer song idea in your head, but you can't afford a studio or a band to demo it out. Now, a tool like Suno can create a fully arranged demo in seconds from just a text prompt. Ever struggled to get a professional-sounding mix? Isotope's AI tools are like having a little assistant engineer in your computer helping you out. Needed a marketing plan but couldn't afford a manager? ChatGPT can help you build a pro-level strategy. See? AI isn't killing creativity, it's killing the annoying bottlenecks. And the best part is, this isn't some sci-fi future. These are tools you can download and use right now. You can sketch out a song with Suno, get it sounding amazing with Isotope and Sonable, and then use ChatGPT to write the press release and social post to promote it. The entire creative toolkit is right there on your laptop. Which, brings us to the big unavoidable question. If an artist can do all of this, write, record, mix, and market from their own computer, what exactly is the point of the middlemen anymore? What problem are they even solving? That's the question the industry really hopes you never ask. But hold on, because AI is only half of this revolution. The other equally important piece of the puzzle is Web3. If AI gives you creative freedom, Web3 is what gives you financial and structural freedom. This is where the entire system gets turned upside down. So what does true ownership actually mean here? It's simple. It means you are in control. Period. No more waiting 6 months for a confusing royalty statement. Payments can be instant. The label doesn't own your fan data. You do. It cuts out that corporate layer that takes a massive piece of the pie while keeping you in the dark. It's direct, it's transparent, and it's incredibly powerful. And this stuff is already out there right now. You've got platforms like Sound.xyz where you can release your song as a limited digital collectible, kind of like a digital vinyl that your fans can actually own. Or Audius, where you can upload your music directly and never have a distributor take a cut. These aren't just new streaming services, they're platforms for true ownership. So you see how these two things just click together, right? AI gives you the tools to create whatever you can dream up, And Web3 gives you the tools to own and profit from that work directly on your own terms. Together, it's a complete ecosystem for the modern independent artist. When you step back and look at the big picture, you can literally see the power shifting away from corporate boardrooms and into the hands of creators like you. The old industry isn't just being challenged, its entire foundation is starting to crack because artists are finally realizing they don't need to ask for permission anymore. So the new workflow? It's all right here. Step 1, you create with AI tools. Step 2, you mix and master with AI assistants. Step 3, you market with AI planners. Step 4, you mint and release on Web3 platforms. And step 5, you own your career. The entire function of a record label now fits on your laptop. You're the boss. And this, right here, is the biggest mindset shift of all. For decades, being an indie artist felt like a stepping stone, like you were just waiting to get signed. Well, that whole era is over. Now, being independent means you're fast, you're in control, and you have all the tools you need. It's not a compromise anymore. It's a massive upgrade. So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this. The industry was never really scared of the machine. They were scared of what would happen when that machine ended up in your hands, an artist who is self-sufficient, powerful, and totally in control. That is what they're truly afraid of. So I'll just leave you with this thought. For the longest time, the gatekeepers built a system designed to control you. Now, for the first time in history, the tools for creation, distribution, and ownership are in your hands. So the real question is, what are you going to build with them?